Hey guys, this is my first attempt at a video essay type video, so I hope you like it, and I'd love to hear your critique in the comments below. Now let's hop right into the video.
Wins, the matriarchs grant a boon.
A boon?
Yes, whatever the winner wants.
Then I'll do it. Whatever it takes. I'll win the proving.
I see. We'd best get started then.
Horizon Zero Dawn was an impressive surprise coming from Guerrilla Games, the makers of Killzone. For a developer to go from making a certain type of game, the linear FPS series Killzone, for over 10 years, and then switch to a completely different genre, the open world third-person exploration genre, is something to remark at for sure. Especially since Killzone Shadowfall was quite a disappointment, and Horizon Zero Dawn is referred by many to be one of the best PlayStation 4 games. I'm Elijah from the Platypus Party, and today, in this video, I will be talking about the new Horizon game, Horizon Forbidden West, and what it has to do in order to be an innovative and impelling sequel to the critically acclaimed Horizon Zero Dawn.
Now stay low.
Little one.
No, Aloy. Such machines are called Watchers. You must learn to avoid their gaze if you are to survive in the wilds.
First, you have to understand what made Horizon Zero Dawn so great. Sure, Horizon Zero Dawn had a lot going for it. A wide range of enemies, from gigantic dinosaur-like machines to different tribes of humans with futuristic weapons, inspired by a Native American past and a vast open world that felt alive and ever-changing with enormous environments and unique machines living in biomes where you may suspect to see the original creature the machine was inspired by, as well as taking the theme of history having a tendency to repeat itself and applying it to Native American culture, where everything is familiar yet different and beautiful in its own way. Those things all made Horizon a great game, but two things really stood out and made the game exceptional.
I can see the paths they take.
Stop telling stories.
I'm not. I can sneak through.
You will not.
The combat was perfected and feels both powerful and intuitive, where every move you make is precise, and though the game doesn't require you to dive too deep in its mechanics, it does give you the choice, and using the correct weapon mixed with the correct abilities can turn even the hardest machine into an easily manipulated target. Most open worlds struggle with their combat, whether it's Fallout requiring bats for aiming, Elder Scrolls feeling clunky, Grand Theft Auto with stumbling movement and auto-aim, or survival games like No Man's Sky and Ark feeling outdated on the day of their release. Open worlds, even ones that are praised and loved by many, seem to struggle in the gameplay department. But Horizon does not only succeed at gameplay, it excels at it. The second thing that separates Horizon Zero Dawn from other games is how the game juggles two stories so beautifully, and then links them for the final showdown against Hades at the end. One story is sci-fi, or futuristic, involving cloning, finding your original mother, discovering where the mechanical dinosaurs came from, and discovering who you are. The second story is fantasy, a story of uniting the tribes and bringing them together to stop a force that they themselves couldn't possibly understand. And the beauty of all of it is that the futuristic story actually involves you looking into the past over 900 years, and the fantasy story is going on in the present year that Horizon Zero Dawn takes place in. Making a great fantasy game is not easy. Making a great sci-fi game is not easy either. But making both a great fantasy game and a great sci-fi game all take place in the same universe, in the same game, this is something that really made Horizon Zero Dawn stand out and made it truly one of the best PlayStation 4 games on the market. Now, with all that in mind, let's talk about Horizon Forbidden West and what it has to do in order to potentially be a great sequel and continue to push games forward in new and innovative ways. For me, the requirements for a sequel to be good means it can't just be a rehash of the previous game, but instead it needs to make improvements, risks, and eliminate some of the things that held the previous game back. I've watched the Horizon Forbidden West announcement trailer a few times now, and there's two things I've noticed that stick out about the game. One of the first standout changes is obvious. The game is going to take place in a new location, along the beach and shoreline, as well as in the ocean. This leads to the first thing that could make Forbidden West a great sequel. Taking place in the West creates potential for so much more discoverability and new machines inspired by the West, and possibly even seeing machines based off Japanese folklore or past. As we know, the game takes place in the West and some Western letters can be seen in the trailer. This could be a great parallel to the Native American themes we saw in the first game, and perhaps we could see a more samurai storyline to go along the main story, similar to the fantasy story we received in the first game, coexisting with the main story of finding out where the machines came from.
To save this world. No depths I won't explore.
The other big thing that stood out with high potential in the trailer is the attention to animals and wildlife in this new region. It seems life has found a way and is thriving in the West in a manner that it wasn't in the previous game. We see foxes, crabs, tons of aquatic wildlife, and more in this trailer. With this newfound life, there also comes new dangers. A red plant or weed seems to be growing out of control and hurting the exotic life in this region as well as the humans. With all this in mind, I think the game will feel even more like a living, dynamic world than ever before, and I'm sure with the power of the PlayStation 5, Guerrilla will be able to have a much grander scale and a more organic life cycle where you will be able to see more animals and organisms that feel alive while playing throughout the game, making the game feel more vital than most open world games we've seen on the PlayStation 4.
I must find a way to stop it. Or it will get worse and worse.
After seeing those two changes confirmed in the trailer, there are still a few things I would like to see from the game that I believe could push it into becoming even better. One of the weaker points in the original game for me was that even though the world felt alive, the humans in dialogue didn't. They felt very stiff and unrealistic, and it really brought me out of the game whenever I was in a conversation with another human being. Hopefully, with Guerrilla learning from Horizon Zero Dawn and the new power of the PlayStation 5, we will see more realistic animations and movements for the humans in Forbidden West, as well as more fun characters that aren't as dire or cautious as in the first game. Plus, in the first game, Aloy learned who she was by looking in the past. Maybe in this game, she can learn to choose her own path and become something more than what she was destined to do.
No barrier I won't cross. This mission is mine alone.
The other things the game could improve on are simple and to the point. New mission types, less busy work, pretty much improving everything that helped the original exceed, even if they weren't the highlights of what made Horizon Zero Dawn so special. Personally, I'd love to see a grappling hook, or some sort of rope that can be used to help traverse more areas in the game and make the platforming even more fun than it already was. Let me know what you think could make Horizon Forbidden West an amazing sequel that pushes the Horizon series into a staple of what makes PlayStation so great. And let me know if you liked the video. I'm always open to criticism, and I will always try to improve as I continue uploading and evolving the channel. Please remember to subscribe if you'd like more PlayStation-centric content, and follow me on twitch.tv/theplatypusparty if you want to talk to me live. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, as always, and goodbye.